Hello again, my fantastic friends. Today we have another 3 stories. These are from the subreddit Relationship Advice. One deals with a man who is concerned he's getting into a relationship with an escort. One deals with a woman who wonders if her partner actually used any of the escorts he contacted. The final one is a little bit lighter in content. It's about a person who wants to change the odd name her parents gave she. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get this started. This story is titled, Am I Getting Myself into a Relationship with an Escort? Need a bit of advice. This started out short, but it's had things added on and now it's kind of a long post, at least it'll be descriptive, right? So something weird happened tonight, I guess maybe not too weird from the circumstances as you'll read soon. I've been going to the same bordello to see the same person each time since I first visited. I've been to a bordello a few times and been seeing the same lady each time. During my visits to her I usually get 45 minutes or 1 hour. But since I've been hard to get off, she said to me tonight that I might be better to get a few hours next time instead of the usual one. Since I may have a bit too much stamina, for extra money maybe, or she actually enjoys seeing me. After our time was up tonight, she made a joke about her being my girlfriend and then she told me that next time she would give me her number. I said to her that I had my phone with me if she wanted to quickly put it in, and she did, then told me to hurry and dress as I was a little overdue on my session time. As she was walking me to the exit, she asked me to text her, but I'm not really sure what to say. Is it purely for business, or is she giving it to me because she wants something personal or extras outside of work? I know what kind of work she does, so I'm aware of what I'm getting into if she wants something more than professional, and I'm not going to hold it against her. A bit about her: she's 28, 5 feet 3 inches or 5 feet 4 inches at a rough guess, and she's Korean. It may be because of her work requirements, but she's never been rude to me, always enthusiastic and giggles a lot. We have good chats together and I've offered up to try things with her that I'd never done before: long French kissing, 69, mutual, self-love, playing with my ass, playing with her, etc. As for me, I'm 31 and single, currently looking for FWB or regular hookups, but if someone came along that ticked all my boxes and wanted to initiate that with me, I wouldn't say no to it. I only started my journey into sex late last year and I've tried to go to different places and try a new thing each time with different girls to try and prevent getting feelings. But she makes it hard to go elsewhere because of her bubbly personality around me. She tells me she's from a different state, currently living in her workplace since it's easy and her boss lets her stay there. Because of COVID, she's stuck in Sydney, which is understandable, but tells me she may move back to Brisbane next year. Do you think this is a personal offering from her giving me her number? Or is this like an extended girlfriend experience because I've been a good, regular customer for her? I've been to see her 4 to 5 times this month. Could either of us be getting attached, or is getting with a regular escort not as uncommon as I think? Could she be trying to get with me to gain residency in Australia, or is she just genuinely interested and wants to make something of this? Comment 1. First, figure out what you want from her. Do you want more from this, or are you happy with the current situation? Next, convey this to her. Either she rejects your advances for more than a professional relationship and you know where you stand, or she says she wants more and you know where you stand. Regardless of the outcome, you know what's going on. Communication is key. Good luck. Comment 2. The red flags shot up when I read the bit about living in the workplace. If she is being trafficked, she may be looking for an out. You might be the person she confides in. The crime junkie in me would go to the ends of the earth to protect people being trafficked. Comment 3. Hey mate, I was in a somewhat similar situation as you before back in 2018. Met this Chinese escort lady which I kept going back to. Asked why she kept wearing the same series of clothing which she said she didn't bring much stuff to Western Australia. Bought her a bathrobe and some other stuff since it was winter. She got really friendly and affectionate to me after that. Got her phone number and we started chatting. Same as yours, she seldom goes out touring, as the majority of time she stays in the house room waiting for customers. One day she texted me asking if she can stay at my place for a while. Turns out her period was on and her boss doesn't allow her to stay since she can't work. I agreed since I stayed alone back then. Meant to be a couple of days, but it ended up being a week. We got even closer during this period since I could show her around Western Australia scenery. I was respectful and didn't ask for any escort work. By the 5th day, she initiated sex since we share the same bed and her period was over. The situation is obviously different for everyone, but for mine, it is obviously a horrible situation to wait in a room every day servicing different men. On a good day the men are nice and caring, but mostly, men are just bastards and ram her hard without consideration, and her genitalia may hurt for days and months. She didn't make many friends either due to not speaking English very well. So I guess she appreciated the kindness I showed her, and we formed a special kind of relationship where she stayed at my place for 5 to 7 days every month during her period. Kind of like a recharging station. I still pay her though, as I feel sorry even when she said no need. She has since left Western Australia, went to Melbourne, and now is working in Sydney. All in all, just need to figure out what her intentions are and how comfortable you are in that situation. Bearing in mind she is here to earn money, not after a real relationship, unless you want to help her by PR. Good luck and keep us updated. Comment 4. I'm not sure. Sounds like she's interested in my opinion, because as a safety precaution I can't imagine she would hand out her number to clients. You could text her and keep it neutral, leave it up to her to push the convo one way or the other. Or you could straight up ask her, I'm sure she would understand and clear up any confusion. This story is titled, Married Men Please Help. Do you ever browse or even text, call escort sites with no intention to follow through? I know it makes me sound stupidly naive, but this is a year on from separating from my partner of 11 years and father to my 3 children. He likes to do a bit of white powder when he's had a drink. I've turned a blind eye to the drugs, as other than that, he was the perfect family man, great father, good job, etc. However, I discovered when doing the white stuff, he was texting, calling escorts. There could be like 10 called in one night, all really short calls or texts saying, are you available, etc. I've been through every bank statement, every email, every call log, etc. I've even contacted some of these escorts as they are local and I cannot prove he's done it. He absolutely swears he has never gone through with it and was just an added buzz to the white powder. I know he gets really horny on a come down, and at the time our sex life wasn't amazing. Like I would have not been happy at him waking me up for sex due to having small kids and I was pregnant at the time. What do I do? Is it possible he's telling the truth here, guys? Comment 1. White powder and escorts are not signs of good parent-partner choices. There is no way that this is innocent. Best of luck. Comment 2. Well, that was a ride from start to finish. I am not trying to be rude, but I say it like that because sometimes when we are in the middle of something, we don't realize how it actually is. My suggestion: go back and read what you wrote, and pretend a friend wrote it to you asking for advice. How does this sound to you? Comment 3. Your mind is fully trying to protect you from the worst case scenario. It's understandable, but don't let it trick you. An out-of-context example that doesn't fully relate: my aunt had a man arrive at her door when her children were small and said, your husband is cheating with my wife. She chalked it down to a crazy person, not my husband. 20 years later, she discovered multiple affairs from their entire relationship. I could give a million more examples. I honestly don't believe people will back up the logic you need to be a resolvable situation. I have never heard of someone calling escorts to talk with no intent or action and putting it down to drugs. Does it also make no sense why call them to talk for such short periods? What could they achieve in that time frame? Logically, this reasoning doesn't make sense. I have heard a million stories of people cheating and engaging an escort. So what is the most probable situation? You know your partner and you make the call. I might be overly cautious in my advice. In more of a protect yourself kind of way. I hope if you are happy and want to work it out, that it works out. I hope you get confirmation you are right. I would just tread carefully with open eyes and mind. Comment 4. Can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you that although not everyone does it, but I know for a fact that a lot of guys do. Not only escorts, but even go on Tinder, even flirt when going out, and even text exes with absolutely no intention of going through. It's just done for the sake of having fun when bored. I'm not saying that's the case with your husband, but I'm saying that it's not that abnormal of a situation of texting or calling with no intention of anything else. Comment 5. I'm not married or a man, but as far as I know, escorts don't text with non-customers. Their attention costs money, even if it's just online. This story is titled, My Parents Would Hate Me Changing My Unique Name. I have one of those unique and special names my parents made up because giving me a normal name would be boring. Worse about it is, my name is a 2-word sentence, think in the vein of Mary Jane, in 2 different languages based on their heritage, and it translates to something like smart child. I hate this because when I meet people who speak one of these languages, they immediately go, ha, plus, it just doesn't really feel like a name at all. It feels like I've been addressed with a descriptor rather than a name my whole life. But, it gets even worse. You know how I said it was smart child? I tricked you. It's actually smart girl. Turns out, I am non-binary. Oops. Needless to say, I really want to change it. 2 issues though. My parents don't believe in non-binary people. So I'm nice and cozy in the closet here. I don't mind having a feminine name, but I can't tell them why the word girl, specifically, is a big no-no. Because my name is so unique, and special, and thoughtful, etc. My parents really feel offended and hurt by the thought of changing it. I asked one of them before why they called me that, and they went all meek and said, why? Don't you like it? And I didn't have the heart to admit that no, I hate it. Tell. Comment 1. Your age and dependence on your parents matter here. If you are an independent adult, you can just change it. Or add a proper first name that you use in your daily life while still keeping the old name if you feel gracious. Comment 2. You can't change who your parents are, but you can change your name. Do it and enjoy the rest of your life. Comment 3. I don't get how people who give controversial names to their kids aren't prepared for the possibility that said kid might not like it. At the end of the day, you are the one who has to live with your name, and you don't even need a valid reason to change it. You can do whatever you want. You won't stop being who you are no matter what your name is. Do what you think is best for you. End of story. Thank you so very much for listening. Please check out my other videos and like and subscribe.